Hello, lovely people. How are you all doing? I hope you're doing fine, and I do hope you're doing well. My name is Nwadiutochats. If this is your first time here, you're welcome. But if you keep coming back, you're much appreciated. So today is more like a reaction. This is a reaction video to my last upload. So I'm going to be putting the link up there. It's going to pop up right now. So now let's proceed. Most of the comments that came from that particular video was sounding as though it was a horror movie I was narrating. No, it's not a horror movie, it was real life. If you want to pause for a bit and think back, how was your life as a teenager? What unimaginable things did you do that you think your parents till today do not know about? You realize that you actually did some things. Even if, because sitting down in my head, I was a perfect teenager. Yeah, I was. I don't think I gave, well, there were some things I did do, but really, I think I did well, pretty well as a teenager. So most of us too. We feel we did the best. Some of us, if we're true to ourselves, we'll be able to remember that we did some things. And most of us cut across as the best of children ever. Our parents could go out and hit their chest and say, no, if it's this one, I trust this my child so well, because we hide under the shield of being good. It was not intentional. Most times it is actually not intentional, but we just do some certain things because in our head at that point in time, it didn't seem wrong or it looked right in our own eyes. So in that video, I actually stated that I spent most of my days in the church when I was a teenager. So it can't cross anybody's mind that something wrong was happening. I mean, that I actually went to a boy's house and I was almost hard. It can never cross anybody's mind because she went to church. And everybody knows that I go to church. Parents, the teachers in church, everybody in church knows that, this one's daughter is always in the church. We see her every single day. So it was a given. I mean, that particular day said that I went to a boy's house. Did I not still go to the church? I still went to the church. Exactly. So the key lesson from that video, we do not have control over anybody. As parents, as children, as leaders, whatever position it is that you are placed at, we have no control, zero control over anybody. If my mom had control over me, would I have gone to a boy's house and then almost gotten myself hard? Probably not. But she has no control over the decisions that I make, the places that I choose to go when I am by myself, the things I say with my mouth when I'm discussing with anybody, the thoughts I decide to think about when I'm by myself or even just normally living my life. So we do not have control over anyone. And the earlier we realize that, the better. Our children will make choices. Sometimes not 100% the right choices. And I would love you to know that it is not your fault, the choices that they decide to make or take. It is not your fault. Your duty was to speak, teach, point them to the right direction, love them unconditionally. Once you have created that kind of environment, you have done optimally well. But children will still decide the kind of path that they want to go in. Just like the saying goes, you can take a camel to the river, but you can't force it to drink. Same thing with our children. So I am saying this not as though to prevent our hearts from shattering, because for someone you love to do something that you do not approve of, you will feel it. But even when you feel it, don't feel it to the point that you are beginning to blame yourself for the choices another human being decided to make. We have no control, zero control over anybody. The second thing I would like to say here is that most times as parents, I'm very guilty of that also. We are used to giving the don't command. Don't do this. Don't be alone with a guy. Don't smoke pod. Don't this, don't that. We just keep dishing out the don't. And till now that they are teenagers, even those of us that have young adults, we are still preaching the same sermon. Don't. At what point do we replace the don'ts with do's? So it will benefit every one of us and our children if we can slow down on the don'ts, but emphasize more on the do's. Something that actually comes to mind right now is a song Kirk Franklin sang, where he said church taught him how to pray and how to speak in tongues, but then they didn't tell him how to live life when the tongues were done. So let's replace our don'ts with do's. It will help our children go a very, very long way. Then finally on this matter, pray, the place of prayer. There were many situations that I went through while I was a teenager, while I was a young adult, even after I got married till today, that I know that, man, this one, and my mama prayer saved me from this one. I've seen many instances where many other mothers will come to my mom and be asking her, how did you do it? There are 9 of us, and I make bold to say that not one of us strayed away. I mean, it's not kudos to me, it's kudos to my mom, right? But she did a perfect good job. And what did she really do? What exactly did she do? Yeah, she lived her life, and then we could emulate. There were prayer times, there were Bible study times. We did all those type of stuff, right? But the major thing she says to many people that approach her to ask her these questions is simply she knows how to put those knees on the floor and communicate with her Father, mentioning every single one of her children and any situation that she might be seeing right now or that is about to manifest, and she arranges it there at the place of prayer. So we cannot know our children enough. You don't want to know what they do in secret. Honestly speaking, you do not want to know, because our heart might not be able to take it. So what do we do with those type of situations? You arrange it at the place of prayer. You spend time praying. The one that manufactured them has their life manual. So we will consult him to find out which direction should this one be going. And then you tell him, grant me wisdom on how to lead this one to the path that you have slated for him to go. It's not about too much talk. By the time we talk and talk to teenagers, it sounds like nagging. In fact, they will tell it to you, mommy, you nag. You nag me a lot. And I'm like, is it not correction that I correct you? How you term it nagging? But that's what it is to them. So when you see a behavior that does not seem to sit well, just arrange it in the place of prayer. Our children will bring us joy always. We'll constantly rejoice over our children in Jesus' name. Thanks a lot for listening in. Thanks a lot for watching this video. If you love this video, do not forget to give us a big fat thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I'm going to be seeing you all in the next one. Bye-bye.